Here's our tanks connected up. It's about 1,000 US gallons. And they join here into this 3/4 inch pipe I just put in today. And they go into the ground, and I have a 1.5 inch ABS that crosses my roadway here, and this pipe here goes through the 1.5 inch ABS because we have heavy trucks cross here and we don't want them to crush our hose. And you can see the tube coming out there. It runs along the ground. I'm not going to get fancy with it. If you walk back in here, I still have to fasten it to the bottom of the trees or something, but I'm not going to just bury it or anything. I'm just going to tie it out of the road. It's about 120 feet of tube, like 3/4 inch. Water coming out of the timer. We have 2 circuits of it. This one and this one goes down. The one that goes down splits here. I buried it in the ground a little bit. This is 3/4 inch pipe. Comes up out of the ground by the beds, by the ends of these beds. Tried to bury it as best I can here, not be a tripping hazard. And the end of this bed too. A little bit of a tripping hazard here. I have to bury it deeper better. That's at the end of this bed also. The other side where it splits goes in behind the tomato plants in the back of the shelf. You can see it right there. It's just fastened there. The actual water lines and drip irrigation is plugged in here. It's 2 circuits. One goes down to the end and back again, side by side. Same with this one, down and back again. It's actually one tube connected 2 places. Gives it a bit more water. Same thing goes with this bed. It's a shorter bed, but the same idea. So I'm going to attach the drip irrigation lines, and this is really heavy duty 3/4 inch pipe. So I'm going to drill it first, approximately 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I'd get a surprise if the water came on right now. And then I got this pointy awl, I guess you call it, just to make the hole a bit bigger. Now normally on the smaller, softer pipe, you wouldn't need to do this. But this is pretty heavy pipe. That's just water from this in the line. Just going to insert use this little tool. Eventually it goes in flat. There. We have our 4 little spigots, barbed couplings. So I'm going to use some of this black. I think so anyway. If I go like this with just the brown, one hole will be spitting water. I think I'll put like a foot of the black with no hole. Help save water. Hard to get them on. Sometimes it's so hard I soften up the tube with lighter. I might just do that right now. Basically you just put a little bit of heat. You don't need much. Goes on so much nicer. So now we have our 4 lines with no emitters. So there's one circle. So there's my 4 drip lines in the carrot bed. I've turned the pump on just for testing purposes. So the bean bed's getting watered. The corn bed's being watered. Squash bed's being watered. Carrot bed's being watered. Our other squash bed, zucchini bed actually, is being watered. Now that brown tubing, the drip tubing, each hole, each emitter is 0.5 gallons per hour, each little hole in that brown tube. So, and that's when we have 20 to 25 pounds pressure. So I have this reducer above the timer. So all the systems at 25 psi. So it's going to put up quite a bit of water. So I'm only leaving it on for 3 minutes for now, each time it comes on, which is 3 times a day. So that should be pretty good, but I'm going to check it anyway. So that's where it stands now. And our pump, 12-volt pump. My new garden, complete for this year, I think. Now we just need the veggies to grow. The pea bed, yellow peas, green peas. Corn, radish, beets are in this bed. Spaghetti squash and butternut squash are in this bed. Carrots, mostly carrots. A couple radishes in the end of this bed. Zucchinis. I already showed you the pumping system. So that tube there, the upper one, comes over to tomatoes. I have the brown tubing. I just have 2 holes per pot. So I made a little loop in the black line and the loop of 2 holes. I can control it easier that way, since you know that it's 1 gallon per minute from 2 holes. That way you don't get too much water into the pots. Don't forget these pots are under the roof system, so direct rain won't hit it. Won't water them. We've found in the past that too much rain around here and it just swamps the tomato plants, causing the tomatoes to split. I can hardly wait till we get tomatoes.